everybody. Welcome to the Blockheads podcast. Once again, I am your host, who is white, Jonathan Thought. Here with my other host, who is also white, Alex.
I'm this far away from the mic. Okay.
You are definitely that far away from the mic, good sir.
Yep.
And you're listening to the most well thought out podcast on the planet, as usual.
That's thought as in THOT.
Thought out, yes, exactly. That's worth noting. And how was your week, Alex?
Mine was lovely, swimmingly. Jesus, what did I do this week? I guess I worked a little bit on Howling Commando's the spin-off thing, as well as other stuff.
Yeah, you're just kind of throwing stuff around, just doing whatever, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Working the grind, as it were.
Yeah, you're hitting that grind. You got to grind for those subs.
Losing all that, grinding for the subs and losing all the ad revenue.
Yeah, you're losing all the ad revenue no matter how much you grind.
Because
mama.
That as well. Obama.
Yeah.
Well, I was speaking in reference particularly to the boycott going on, but
yeah. I think people should know for the most part of this ad revenue thing. It's the ad revenue debacle, I guess, that YouTube's been going through. It's a bit of a shame, a bit of a problem, but
it's really kind of weird how I don't know how it all came to be. There's some shady stuff going on, at least when it comes to it. But
yeah, and we don't mean just black people.
Oh yeah, of course, only white people though. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've definitely seen a drop in ad revenue recently.
I haven't actually checked. I remember checking at the beginning of when this started to become a thing, and I didn't really notice an immediate noticeable change really.
Yeah, I didn't either, but it's way more apparent now.
Yeah, I might check it after we record this. I could probably check it right now as you're talking, but yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great. This is gonna be the best podcast ever because I'm distracted because I'm playing the game on my 3DS.
Are you serious? We're trying to. Oh, I see a sharp decline in my. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Post a picture.
I'm gonna post a picture right
make
now.
Make it last longer. Yeah, no, it's great because you saw the tweet H3 did, right? Where it's like.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw he posted his. Oh my God, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of an issue right now. Also, for those of you wondering, I'm playing on my 3DS right now.
You just said that.
I'll stop. Yes, I know.
Come on, Alex.
I guess that's something that also happened. It's weird because during the weekends, I don't have the opportunity to animate. For multiple reasons. But so that leaves me with a lot of boredom, I guess. Cause I don't.
Are you doing that boredom, Alex?
Yeah, of course. You gotta get creative. All right, we're doing that. We're doing the gag in the podcast now, not just the calls.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing to do whenever we call.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm not wearing pants, by the way, just so our viewers know.
Well, you're never wearing pants,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you in particular, because you got the clan hood on, but it's like
I got that. That's it. That's literally it. I'm like that. I'm like a Muslim in that one. Was it Prank Invasion video that H3 covered, where they were just wearing the hijab and really skimpy clothes? That's
Very
me,
much
but
so.
it's a clan hood. So if anyone is trying to get a visual representation of myself, that's me. So.
Yeah. Also, when it's really hot outside, you have the clan hood on, but the capris version, where it just kind of goes to your knees.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's really hot, you just get the booty shorts version of the clan hood, which goes down to your crotch, and that's it.
That's it. It doesn't even cover the crotch area. So.
Yeah, of course not. Why would it?
No. Oh, why would it? You don't need it to.
It takes all the fun out.
When in Guam.
Do as the Guamanians do.
Do what the Guamanians do. What happens in Guam stays in Guam.
Exactly. So. I find it interesting that because as a little meme, we have the Blockheads Twitter account following.
Yeah.
Infowars.
Yeah. In case anyone hasn't noticed.
Yeah. following Infowars, Feminist Frequency, and some Nia Walker, of course.
Yeah,
Walker.
That's a necessity.
And the Guam EPA, which is, I'm like, because like I remember you did this, because I'm like, wait, why would he follow the EPA? That's kind of weird to be like.
It was like the only Guam.
It's the only Guam account that's like verified by Twitter. You'd think that like Guam as a government would have an official Twitter account.
Yeah, no, they're not even that relevant.
Like, I don't know. Do states have Twitter accounts? Like.
Oh, probably. I haven't checked.
State of Colorado.
Well, I'm a Texas boy, so I better check because I want to support my state in any possible way I can. So.
Oh, it looks like It looks like Colorado's just dedicated to tourism. Their Twitter account.
Texas. Oh God! I typed in Texas and it immediately popped up with Alexis Texas because I'm following her. Okay.
You follow multiple adult.
I follow Alexis Texas, okay, and then I follow my daddy Celestia Vega, okay. That's who I follow. That's it. That's as bad as it gets. That's not too bad. Let's see. Oh, that's another account I've been meaning to follow on the Blockheads account is Brothers. But okay, yeah. Let's see. Texas government, Texas.gov definitely has a Twitter, and they've got 60,000 followers.
Damn, wow. Daniel.
That's surprising.
Back at it again with the white power.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Speaking my language.
Anyway, so the game I was playing on my 3DS. I guess I can talk about this. We don't really have any topics for this episode.
No, we don't really. This episode's just, if you couldn't tell, none of us really care right now. I'm going a bit delirious. Alex is playing a game, so he's not really plugged in entirely. It's 12:10 a.m. here. This is the latest we've ever recorded the podcast. Oh, yeah. So please forgive us if we're a little off our game in this one. We don't have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
But by the way, would you like a nice refreshing Pepsi?
Of course.
Perfect. I've got one stored away in my clan hood.
Wait, are you trying to say I'm the one guy, the decked out military police?
Yeah.
Is
that not your fetish? That's what you like wearing around the house. I've seen you out.
Well, I mean, they don't need to know that.
Well, they know now. I'm gonna post some pictures.
Excellent. But yeah, the game I'm playing, for those of you wondering. Oh yeah, what was I getting with this? Oh yes, weekends. I have a lot of time, and I don't like doing homework at home. So that gives me more time. So I usually like watch some TV or like edit. But I don't have anything to edit that much because I don't have too much footage for the new video. I have like 30 seconds of footage. But outside of that, nothing too much. So, I figured, hey, why don't I play some games,
Hey. Yeah, might as well.
And I'm actually, as versed as I am in the video game world, I've done many a rant on Twitter about various things. I actually don't play that many games because they are.
I thought you were a playboy.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately not. But I don't, because they're kind of expensive, right? Yeah. Also, I don't really have any consoles. I have a Wii and I have a 3DS.
I didn't know that. You don't have like an Xbox or a PlayStation or anything?
I used to have a 360 that I got when I was like 10, just to play Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty.
Yeah. I still have a 360, but I use it as a paperweight now. So
that's not really a very large paperweight. You got there.
Hey, it was $300. You gotta put it to good use years.
It's fair
years
enough.
Down the road,
But yeah,
gotta get its worth.
I had a 360. It was like a bundle one as well. I remember. I think I posted about it on Instagram because I sold it eventually because I never bought any games for it outside of Modern Warfare 3. So I eventually sold it on eBay, which I felt kind of bad for because my mom bought me that and it wasn't even for like Christmas or anything. It was just kind of like, hey Mom, can you buy me something? And she's like, you want a 360? I'm like, okay.
I guess. Fine, Mom.
Yeah. So I kind of sold that, and I got to keep the money. So that was nice. But yeah, no, I don't. So I just have my Wii here, and that's pretty much it. That's why I've been saying for the past few months, like, hey guys, I'll play Lego Rock Band when I hit 10,000 subscribers. Because
are you actually?
Yeah, because I've been on and off playing that game a lot. I don't know, because I enjoyed it. It was actually spurred by this one thing we had in our school just to like, I don't know, get money or something. They were raising funds for something, but like during lunch they had it. We in like our kind of lunchroom area. They set up like a giant screen for people to play Guitar Hero on.
Mm-hmm.
So you could pay $10 and you could make a team of people to play guitar. Now, of course, nobody plays Guitar Hero.
No.
At least
only dweebs.
Well, at
Gotta
least
be a nerd to play Guitar Hero.
Nobody where I live, we don't have the population density to have people that play Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
So naturally everyone's bad, and that kind of spurred me. That got me thinking. Like, this is like May last year, by the way. And I'm like, wait, oh man, if I have some skills. I used to play Lego Rock Band back in the day. Man, I should go up there.
You're a veteran. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're
man.
Experienced.
Even though I only played on easy because I was 10.
You got by. It's fine.
But yeah, I never actually signed up to play anything because I didn't want to spend $10. But I'm like, hey, if the opportunity arises, next time I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna sharpen my skills. So I started playing Lego Rock Band again on my Wii. Man, this Wii, initially I got in like 2008 or something as like a Christmas present. And at first, like after the first 6 months of having it, I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. It's kind of like the Xbox now that I think about it. I'm like, man, my mom bought this for me and I never use it anymore. Nah, I don't feel that way anymore. I've put like hundreds of hours into this Wii, so
really
well worth it. Oh yeah,
it's held up. So that's good.
Anyway, so the game I was playing on my 3DS.
We've been trying to get at this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's called it's actually a DS game because the 3DS has backwards compatibility, which is really nice. Because I have a DSi and that's small screen. So this is slightly larger. And I was playing this game called Sonic Rush, and it's like one of them. It's one of them Sonic games where you gotta go fast. And I never finished it, so I just started playing it today, and it was really fun. So
yeah.
That's my week, good. I guess.
That sounds like a pretty eventful week.
Yeah.
But I can't really say mine was any more interesting. I'm trying to think. I was sick for like half the week. And then I told myself, I'm going to get some animating done while I'm home from school. And that never happened. So I haven't gotten a ton of animation done because I've just been trying to, get all the casting out of the way for Lego Batman versus the lame villains, I think is what I'm going to call it. I don't know. And I can now safely say, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know this, but I can now safely say that I Hate Everything will be officially voicing Kite Man for the next video. So that's definitely a win because we've been trying to contact him for how long do you think it's been, Alex?
3
I'd say
weeks.
I could probably go back and check. Yeah, probably close to a month now. He is very difficult to contact, as it would seem.
He's a big boy now.
He's a good boy. But,
big boy, yep.
He's a big boy. But, yeah, so finally he replied, and he's like, is it too late? I'm like, no, it's not too late. Please, you can definitely still do it. So he still has yet to send the lines, so I'm probably speaking too soon, but... at least now there's hope.
It's
right?
like 5 a.m. for him right now.
Yeah, I emailed him. I sent him the script at about what time? He replied to my email 21 hours ago at 3:16 in the morning, and then I didn't see it until 12:57 p.m. So that's when I sent him the script. So
you sent him the script at like 7 o'clock at night when he's like probably clocked out for the day.
Yeah. So, and I really, I should have sent it to him yesterday when he emailed me for the first time, when he replied the first time, because he was like, because then the second time he was like, I went to record it last night, but I didn't see a script. So I'm like, wow, that's about right. Okay.
The high rolling life of being a brick filmer.
Yeah, so you just kind of roll with the punches, but it's okay. We got Poison Ivy squared away as well. The voice actor got for her is friends with Stephanie or whatever that voices Hillary. And,
yes.
People like that. She's been in like every single video I've done since probably
for a while. Yeah.
When was that? Yeah, I think the first one she was in was the Democratic debate, because that's when she voiced Hillary, and I really think she's been in like every single video since then, playing somebody, depending on just varying degrees of how big the role is, but no, she's been in it nonetheless. So she's really good. We want to have her on the show sometime, but we don't really know how it would work.
I mean, you want it. You did not bring this up with me.
I've mentioned it. I have said, hey, we should have Stephanie
I thought
on
as a joke, but because
I meant.
Because half the time we're like, heh, boobs,
No, okay, well, I mean, she is a. But I mean, now she's not going to be on the show if she.
It's fine. She probably doesn't listen to the podcast. I hope.
She better not. I don't think she follows us, but no, I think she'd do it. I don't really know what we would talk about. Probably just the same stuff with her here. So I'd be willing to have her on just so we can prove to people that we're not as sexist as we might seem.
Well, or at least we're gonna try and give the illusion that we're not as sexist as we might seem.
Right. That's why we're also considering having a Kosh on, so we can maybe seem more white. But I mean, oh no, less white. Oh man.
I thought you were going for the sexist thing with the Kosh, like insinuating that he was a woman or something.
No, I was saying, I mean that too. I mean, we also want to show that we're not homophobic on here, so that's why we're.
God damn it.
He doesn't listen to us either. It's fine.
Yet.
Subscribe to him anyway, of course.
Subscribe to Kosh Like Productions. Oh no, is the episode already over?
Yeah, oh boy, guys. You should turn on the outro music here, so insinuates us leaving. That'd be great.
What else happened?
I'm trying to think.
I hit 8,500 subscribers. Woo.
Ooh. High five, my dude, right now. Let's do it.
Yep.
We didn't do that with our hands.
Smacked. Yes. We just kind of helicoptered it until somebody hit.
See, we're always helicoptering it. It's just a matter of how close we get to each other. So yeah, incest. But
see, now this is what happens when you go in without a topic to be prepared.
We're going in we're raw dogging this one. We were not prepared at all.
So Syria, am I right?
What? Oh, Syria? Can we? Oh God. I don't know. How do you feel about Syria?
This is an interesting scenario. We actually talked about it in U.S. history. My U.S. history class.
We didn't. We watched a documentary on baseball the other in U.S. history yesterday. Yeah, I'm like, there's stuff going down in Syria, and we were watching because my teacher's a coach. Remember?
Right.
Oh, he's listening. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anymore.
The tremendous impact that history has had on the United States.
Yeah. Continue.
To be continued. Yes. So it's kind of an interesting scenario, right? Because, I was kind of memeing around that, Trump, the only reason Trump did it is because he wanted to stop all the rumors and people calling him and Putin best buddies. So he wanted to bomb Syria.
Honestly, that'd be something he would do. So
I would not be that surprised.
Yeah, but bottom line, do you support us doing what we did? Going into Syria.
Jesus, getting the hard-hitting questions. I mean, has there been any word of what we're doing next in Syria?
I don't know. It depends on how Syria responds. I had heard something, don't quote me on this. In fact, I'm probably wrong here, but I had heard from somebody at my school, they were talking about this. We were having a conversation. Somebody said that, I'm going to have to double check again, but Syria apparently responded by saying if we continue to bomb them like this, then they are not afraid to take action against Israel, which is our most powerful ally over in the Middle East. And that would be very bad, because if they attacked Israel, then I'm pretty sure any other NATO country would then be allowed to hit back at Syria because Israel is a part of NATO.
Israel's a part of NATO? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So that could be bad.
That's kind of.
I think
move.
It would be a wait, what?
It's kind of a dick move.
It is. Yeah. I don't really. I don't support what Trump did because I think it could very well escalate into something something very bad. And I want to just preface that I'm not really an expert on the Middle East by any means, or just foreign policy for that matter. But I do think Trump definitely screwed up by this on multiple levels. But I mean, I also just want to say, like, I don't want us to go into the conspiracy theories as well. I don't really believe in. A lot of people are saying that, oh, the government didn't do this. This is just a hoax, guys. None of this actually happened. I can see where people would think that, because I know there were pictures and videos of people from Reddit, I think it was, which is a great source, but that showed the bodies and stuff being handled over there without people using gloves or any gear, despite the very toxic gas. And I think that's because this is like a very, third world type of country that they don't really have any gear to use to protect themselves. So that's why they have to just kind of do what they got to do. I don't think it means that this was fake or anything. I think that's been sensitive to just say for a fact that, hey guys, this was a hoax. We shouldn't be paying any attention to it. I think that's making light of it, but I don't know. I can't really. No one can really say either way on that, since there's no proof either way. But I do think it's very unlikely that it's a hoax. But
it's very unlikely. Most nations have agreed.
We can say it's not,
that it definitely probably happened.
Definitely.
My 2 cents on the situation. It's tough. This is one of those tough situations, right? It's not like, do you like abortion or not? Do you like incest?
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, this program is sponsored by Planned Parenthood. We just had to get that out there.
5th time in a row. Wow. That's we're on a mean streak.
Yeah, they haven't dropped us yet, but
like they dropped the fetuses. Hey oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey.
Hey. Okay.
But it's one of those, and I'm not gonna say that I'm the most informed of the situation. Do you know what the definitive casualty result is?
Although I had heard that they wait, what? From the strikes?
Yeah, from the strikes.
Yeah, I had heard. I don't know the count. I do know that there were both They think there were both Russians and Syrians that were killed, and I kind of that's not something you should just be assuming, but. That's what we know right now. I have yet. I don't even know if they know an exact count. They probably got an estimate, but I haven't checked.
Was Russia? I believe Russia was. Weren't there reports saying that Russia was warned ahead of time?
Yes, Russia. They. I think Trumbo called ahead and said, "Hey, we're gonna be dropping some bombs on Syria." And,
I'm not talking about my fat beats.
Yeah. But and then I've seen the media turn that around and be like, oh yeah, see, Trump really is in bed with Putin. I'm like, oh my god, he just bombed their most serious ally in the Middle East. Whatever. It's really hard to make. I feel like if you're trying to make the claim that Trump is has these really close ties to Russia and stuff now, at this point, it's just kind of, you're just grasping for straws. But
right. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of it's circumstantial evidence, but there's nothing concrete at all.
Yeah.
About that stuff.
Yeah, but we won't get into that. We're just talking about
either way. Okay. So on one hand, okay, I'm gonna kind of a little bit. Commend Trump here, because at least he's sticking to his guns, for the most part.
Is he though?
Kind of, because I mean, though in recent memory, up until the attack, the gas attack, he said he was kind of. I'm not sure if he was in support or of just kind of leaving Assad alone. All through the campaign trail. He would always say how he was against the idea of going into Syria. He was against. Right. He was against it.
He bragged about, oh, I'm against the Iraq war and crooked Hillary isn't, and he would just say stuff like that.
Right. But he.
I understand people change their minds, but sorry, continue.
Right, but I believe, didn't he say he drew a line in the sand once they did the toxin attack on a few days ago.
I'm pretty sure it was Obama who made the state.
He said the red line thing. Like this is a red line, and then he didn't do anything about it.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I think this is also a result of us not doing anything back in 2013. So I will say that.
Right.
But
at least, if I remember Trump saying something about how
he said it crossed many lines for him.
Yeah, it crossed a lot of lines.
So he had a change of heart, basically, when he saw the images of the little babies, being killed and stuff over there. And I can understand why that's
and seeing
a very emotional thing.
Assad did it again after doing it in 2014. So at least, from a surface level, it at least seems like he's got some kind of, I don't want to say moral obligation.
I kind of agree there. I mean, I know what you're trying to say. Like, I think he did this as he was trying to do the right thing. I don't think this was done to just spite anything or anybody. I think he actually thought he was doing the right thing. Right.
Part of me wants to say that. Another part of me, a smaller part of me, but it's still there, substantial, also thinks that there's some, of course, this is politics and war, of course. There's also some kind of ulterior motives that certainly are not negatives in this case. I don't know, man. But
I had heard I had heard that and I actually think this is quite possible of Trump maybe he might have done this to kind of get back at Obama for his red line statement he made back then, which is a very Trump thing to do. So that's not out of the realm of ideas or anything like that. But I think for the most part, he really wanted to try to do the right thing, seeing that this is the first big thing that he's had to deal with so far into his presidency.
Right.
And the world is watching every move he makes with this. And so he wanted to try and do the right thing, but it resulted in a lot of his own supporters turning against him. And I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson, Baked Alaska, people like that on Twitter, they said hey, we're not okay with this. This is not cool at all. I think Paul Joseph Watson even said he's quote unquote off the Trump train or whatever because of this. They did not want this. In fact, this is something I would expect from Hillary, because she was very hawkish towards foreign relations. She wanted to put a no-fly zone over Syria, and and do all that. And Trump and people like that, I guess Trump specifically was against that, And so that's why it's kind of weird for him to be doing this, whereas I would just expect this from a President Hillary Clinton. So I think we would have gotten this either way, basically. Is what I'm trying to say.
I am of the mind that, in general, the U.S. needs to back off more when it comes to a lot
We're not the world's police.
A lot of policing. Even as atrocities may occur, there needs to be... I mean, it's kind of like America First thing. But, I mean, the U.S. military budget is nearing... It's at least $500 billion a year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's nearing $600 trillion, $598 billion in 2015. Okay. So nearing $600 billion. I feel like that needs to. There's so many things that could easily be cut from a lot of that.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I'm talking about stuff in general, but if we have something I want to say 30 military bases in Germany as a result. Well, yeah, of course. After World War II, we wanted to make sure that everything was stable, but they're still there. Same with Japan. Japan, I can understand more because you got North Korea in the area as well as China.
Of course, Japan is surrounded by just enemies that do not want to do them good.
That's more fair. But Germany, which is center of Europe, I mean, I guess if Russia ever becomes more aggressive, but that seems, I don't know. It should overall that kind of also intervention in the Middle East as well. I'm just kind of against more of that because it makes things rough. And I don't know.
Yeah. Here's my take on it. I think that I completely agree with what you said. I mean, I think this doesn't concern us. They didn't bomb us. We shouldn't be over there. We shouldn't be interjecting ourselves into this whole, to quote Houston here, cluster frick of a situation over in the Middle East.
Come on, man. He was on the last episode.
Hey, it's okay. He's a good man. I don't, no, not knocking Houston, but it is quite amusing how he like dodges these. He goes out of his way to like not use curse words, which is kind of great. It's kind of, I admire that about Houston. Hats off.
Okay.
Fedoras off. But what was I saying? Yeah, so we shouldn't be putting ourselves out there because they never. This was not our situation. Like, we're not involved at all. Like, this is not something that concerns us. Like I said.
Right. Yeah.
I think that again, it's bad. It's very bad. We can condemn it, but I don't think that means we need to take military action because ultimately, I think that's going to cause more problems and more deaths of not only Syrians but also Americans if Syria chooses to, progress this. I guess, like make this worse. And that at that point, it's just not even worth it. I think it's an issue that NATO needs to take care of, and not America. We're not the world's police. We need to stay out of it.
And I believe the UN. Oh, but that's the problem though with the UN Security Council at least because Russia. Cause I was about to say like this seems like a very UN problem, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that Russia has a permanent seat on the Security Council.
That's the thing, and
they've
Russia's
been vetoing everything for the past few years.
Yeah, Russia's
at
very,
least from
very
a
close
serious
to Syria.
standpoint. So that's kind of a problem. I forgot about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
NATO as a whole.
Again, NATO doesn't do a lot, so I can see the argument made there, But I just, again, I don't feel... That's very libertarian of me to say. Like, I just don't think... If it doesn't concern America, it's not our business. That's why, again, this could very easily turn into another situation with Iraq. And I would be... Except it'd be even more complicated because there's Russia, there's, China and stuff like that that's also a little bit involved with this whole ordeal. And it's just... It's just very touchy. It's very unstable over there. We want to stay out of the Middle East as much as we can. And I know, I don't know if Trump is alluding to overthrowing the Syrian government, but if we do that, that's going to be a huge problem. That's going to be really bad if we just.
Well, would that require boots on the ground?
That would, yeah. Not only would that require boots on the ground, but also let's say, first of all, I mean. They would not be okay with this. We'd be at war with them at that point.
Right.
But so there's that, and then of course, if we actually manage to overthrow Assad, that's very bad. I know it doesn't sound bad because he's a horrible, brutal, not so nice guy. But to be fair, if we took him out of power, we don't have anyone else to take his position. Right now, there's no group or person that can do it. It would just be overrun by other terrorist groups in the area. That's who would control the nation, I guess, and that would be very bad because then we won't really have we wouldn't have like a distinct enemy to like take aim at, like we would right now, I guess. You know what I mean? Like because it's. It's hard to explain, but like, do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. There's no
more
backup. There's no plan in place for if there is, if Assad is overthrown.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No stable.
If we can figure out a way, if we have, but again, it's like it's so complicated. Again, and I'm not that informed with the Middle East in general. But I know that interference didn't work with Iraq. I know it didn't work with Afghanistan. I know it didn't work with Libya. I don't know why people think it's going to work with Syria. So that's my only thing.
So Trump, stop it, my dude.
Trump, yeah. And again, I really think he thinks he's trying to do the right thing. And I think there isn't anybody in his cabinet to tell him no. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Trump, good idea. this will work. Right. Because he doesn't. I mean, not that I know of. There haven't been. I haven't seen any opposition.
Do you know what was any of this in relation to the Fire Kushner thing? That was.
I don't even know about that. It may have been. No? It probably was. I saw that.
Because that had like 120,000 tweets.
Yeah, I saw that. So, was it trending at some point? I think.
Yeah, it was for a while.
For a while, yeah. I saw one guy just changed his entire profile. Like his username was just his handle was like at Fire Kushner and all this. I'm like, people are really taking this to heart. So I don't know what it was he did. I'm sure it was involved somehow.
Yeah.
But
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see what Colin's take on this is, because
Colin is not for it.
Right, he's
already
not
tweeted
for,
his
at least
tweet.
from the few tweets that I've seen from him about this. We're talking about Colin Moriarty, of course, who is he actually just started posting videos now.
Colin's Last Stand
on his YouTube channel, Colin's Last Stand. A lot of politics and American history related. I love it. I look forward to all the great stuff he's gotten planned for the future. I think he said his next video, which is coming out Monday, is what was it talking about? I don't think it was talking about Syria, but
ooh, that would be interesting. I really want to know his take on it. Like, I know he's against it, but I want him to go more in depth.
Well, I know that, like, you know, every week he's trying to do like one research video and one kind of more vloggy video. So maybe this Syria thing could be possibly his more vloggy video, because those are kind of more impromptu.
Yeah,
so.
Just him talking about it for like 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I think the video he's got planned, at least on Monday, because I think he's Monday and Thursdays. The video he's got planned on Monday, which is the big edited one, is something more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sorry, I kind of tuned out. I was on Twitter. It was more what?
Not fiscal. What am I thinking? Something more stateside. That's kind of more historically. His video is not foreign policy related. It's more.
Oh,
it's more.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more kind of like
states issues.
Yeah, I guess.
States' rights. Yeah, that's very
not
conservative.
That's not what I meant. But
okay.
I meant like it's more of a social, I think.
Oh, like social issues, you mean? Or?
SJ, forget it. This video, by the time
Alex is drunk, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's 11:40.
Again, yes.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think he uploads Colin's Last Stand at the exact same time the podcast goes live.
Does he? The exact same time? Yeah, I actually think you're right, because I remember I was homesick and I was like, I saw that he just posted.
Because he did 9 a.m. Pacific, so is that 9 a.m. Pacific on Monday?
Yeah.
So
wait.
That's 12 Eastern.
Yeah, so we recommend checking him out, definitely. We
Yeah.
could probably, if we remember, leave a little link to his channel in the description.
We're not going to leave a link,
I agree with him.
Look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with him a lot. It's always interesting to hear his take on things.
Mm-hmm.
So I look forward to how his channel progresses in the future. But
absolutely,
you know, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to get in with this Syria thing. Oh, another thing. Do you think this is going to spark World War III?
No, that's overreaction.
I think yeah. To me, it's like, I think it's stupid to say it's going to, and I think it's also a little stupid to say it's not. I think it's a bit too soon to say either way. We don't really know. It's a bit, you just kind of, I don't know. You're going a bit too far. It
just seems like one of those things where it's like World War III. Maybe this is more of like a pushing factor towards a second Cold War, and it's arguable. It's arguable that we're already in a second Cold War for some people. It's
arguable. There are some people that say we're already in a third World War. I definitely disagree, but
yeah,
it just depends on how extreme you want to get with some things. But,
right. Yeah.
The
way I see this playing out, which, I mean, Putin's not happy about it, but I mean, we'll see if Trump pursues this further, I guess.
The only countries I think that condemned it, of course, the ones that are a threat to us,
Syria
it was
and Russia.
Syria, Russia, China, and North Korea, I believe.
Oh, great.
And they're all allies. So, yeah, that could be. So I could see where people would draw that connection. But again, we can't really know anything till Syria responds, and then we'll see, what happens after that, because we don't know yet. But
right. And of course, by the way, we should mention that throughout this entire thing, Syria has been denying, of course, that they've done any of these attacks.
Yeah. That's a thing. We know that they have been doing it because, like, what did they say? Like, it was. What was the excuse they tried to make?
I don't know.
Wasn't it like that some group did this? but like a group couldn't get their hands on chemical weapons of this nature, so it's impossible, really. We know they're lying. Assad has been killing his own people for years. That's why I'm a bit. I can see. I know why, like, all of a sudden we're concerned because we got a new president, but it is weird how, like, all these people are just now acting concerned about it, It's like, well, this guy who's been killing his own people, guess what he did? He killed his own people. Like, it's a bit, it's a bit insane. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying this shouldn't be dealt with again. I don't know all the answers. Yeah. But I think the answer for something like this lies in the more, not necessarily in the hands of the U.S. directly, but through an international organization, like the UN, if possible, or the UN, NATO, one of them,
something like that.
I know for a fact that the last thing we need to be doing is just repeating history by going into yet another Middle Eastern country. For the sake of justice, as they're calling it.
Right.
We're not the world's police. We just don't belong over there right now. It's not worth it. But that's my take on it.
Yep.
So,
we might have a shorter podcast this week. I don't know. Do you want to?
We might. How long have we been going? 40 minutes now.
40 minutes. Well, you want to take it to questions, maybe?
Maybe. Oh, did you want to talk about Pepsi a little bit?
I mean, I don't really have much to say about it, but
neither do I.
We could go for it. It's just
I think here's my take on it. It's stupid. Like, I understand, it was a horrible commercial, like, don't get me wrong. I understand where all the outrage comes from. It was making light of something like Black Lives Matter. I can see why they'd be upset. I can see why conservatives would be upset. I can see why everyone would be upset. It makes sense. But I don't know why we're taking the time to get upset about it. That's my thing. I don't understand that because we have actual things going on. We've got Syria. We've got what's her face? I forget her first name. Rice or whatever. Who they suspected of like lying or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about or no? She was in the Obama administration.
Condoleezza. Yeah.
No. That's somebody completely different.
No, she was Bush. I remember because Robin Williams, not Robin Williams. I mean, sorry, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell did a special on HBO or something where it was like a live stage play. I think, really? Where he was playing George.
Oh my God, that
Bush
sounds
Jr.
amazing.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
And Condoleezza comes in and she starts like doing like super seductive dances and stuff. It's great.
I'm gonna have to check that out, but yeah. What's her I'm gonna have to look her up now. Susan Rice. Okay.
Susan Rice, yes.
They think she lied about some stuff. And then that was the whole conversation before Thursday, and then all this happened, and then blah blah blah. But so I don't see why I don't see why we're focusing. I wish people were as outraged with this Pepsi commercial as they were with some other things, that I think need more attention.
It's just it's kind of weird how stuff like that gets so much attention, but like some of the more minute stuff, I guess it's because it's an ad. They probably placed it on some, I don't know, definitely not YouTube videos, but on like TV and stuff, since it's so small and so like easy to talk about, there's not a lot of context going into it. It's an ad, right? And it's just kind of there, just like right in front of everybody because it's on TV and stuff. Yeah. It's just kind of easier to talk about this kind of stuff, as also it's talking about, the Kardashian clan.
I agree.
So,
but I don't understand the amount of outrage it got. Right. Like I'm not
saying it's justified. It's
just, no. I get what you're saying. It's like I watched it and I was like, okay, I can see why somebody would be offended over this. I just don't know why. Like, come on, like I have to try to like act actually offended over it, and like it's just silly to me. Like Keemstar was going on like a huge rant about it. I'm like, shut up! Like it's so stupid that like you're taking it so seriously. It's a Pepsi ad that they took. They revoked it, didn't they?
Yeah, they took it down. Yep.
Yeah, I figured they did. And then I think Kylie Jenner even apologized. So it's like, okay, you can stop now. Like,
Yeah.
It's enough.
I mean,
but
I just hate the Kardashians and the Jenners in general.
everyone
so,
does.
I mean,
They're nationally
I
hated.
wouldn't say I outraged, but I just kind of like raised a brow, like really, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I thought it was stupid. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
just didn't get upset about it. I was like, whatever. I'm not surprised, basically. So whatever. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but I like the fact that there are so many memes coming from this though.
Yeah, it's really interesting how like
That's one thing.
how much of an impact it's had in such a short time.
I saw Stephen Colbert tweeted out something. He was like, in reality, that cop would have Dr. Pepper sprayed her. Like,
oh yeah, and then
my man Colbert coming through.
And then Dark Humor actually made something that looked like that.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Dark Humor is a fantastic Twitter account.
Yeah.
Should we give him the handle if they want to go follow it?
I don't think we should because
I don't think we should.
He occasionally just kind of tweets out pornography.
Hey, don't we all?
Yep.
My feed's already filled with that. I mean, what? No, but anyway, so I don't know. I just find it stupid. There's not really much to say on it besides that, really. It was kind of overshadowed by the serious stuff happening. I think the very next day, so didn't last very long. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
I actually kind of wanted to touch base more on the advertiser thing.
Yeah, sure.
So, I guess for those who don't know, gotta
living under a rock.
preface everything with saying that, though. A lot of people have been talking about it because it directly affects a lot of influencers' lives.
Yeah, of course.
Recently, I actually did a current events little weekly project on this in school.
Oh, did you actually mention this in the project? Or?
Yeah, well, when it just started, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So what essentially happened is that some companies... I actually don't know what the direct origin was because...
Neither do I. I've heard the Wall Street Journal obviously involved, but...
Well, yeah, Wall Street Journal was involved, but like after the fact, they weren't really...
They didn't cause it, though?
Yeah, well, they definitely did not.
I think they added, they added some gas to the fire.
Fuel, yeah. But when I originally heard about the story and researched it a little bit, it was the Times, which is I think a paper in the UK. Did a kind of like a study, or a study, a quote unquote investigation where they saw some inappropriate ads, or rather some ads on inappropriate videos. Specifically, I believe in this case, anti-Semitic videos, like neo-Nazi videos, stuff like that. And so this kind of started this whole chain reaction of a ton of advertisers just leaving YouTube, taking out their ads off of videos that weren't custom tailored to like search results and stuff.
Yeah, because from their standpoint, they don't really need it, So it's like, it's fine. We don't really companies like Pepsi and stuff like that, which I think was one of the companies that revoked it.
Pepsi can, Pepsi is such a large company that they can revoke all advertising for months.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like it doesn't affect them. It affects the creators, and they don't care. So that's the problem.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. But then like I forgot where the Wall Street Journal comes in again, because they pointed it out because I think at first it was kind of pretty large companies, but nothing that was really really big. Like they had Audi, which is big, but L'Oreal, which
really?
is like which is like hair care stuff.
Yeah.
And then but then the Wall Street Journal published an article, I believe. Here
they come, back at it again.
Where, well, actually, I'm not sure if the Wall Street Journal published an article. I know that there was this one guy, this one journalist, quote unquote journalist, that was like
fake news,
bragging about it on Twitter. How it got to the point where like, oh, we have several. It's gotten to the point where we have one of our journalists, looking through videos for 5 hours or for an hour, and we can find several ads on these anti-Semitic videos. And he posts some screenshots. In this case of a video called "So and So Sings Alabama N-Word."
My theme song.
Solid song. Yeah. Every time you walk into a new room.
You were actually. It is notable that Alex is the one who introduced me to that song.
Yes, I am actually.
So,
I think it's so funny.
Just saying. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, he has basically a screenshot of a Coke ad, a Starbucks ad, a Pepsi ad, and someone else. And then he's like he's specifically tweeting out to these companies. They're like, hey, what are your ads doing on here? Kind of thing, you know? Like, yeah. I didn't know these were here.
Huh? You're anti-Semitic? Well, you must be. You're just like PewDiePie. Basically what they're saying.
And so, I don't blame the companies at all, really, for the. I mean, a bit, but I don't blame the companies as much for this, because what would you do in their spot? Do you want to be like, hey, we're supporting? Do you want to have the option of a huge controversy breaking out because your ads are playing next to some videos, you know?
Again, but that's I mean, for getting into that, like, the amount of, like, you know, if they're taking that away, you know, the amount of neo-Nazi videos on YouTube are very small in comparison to everybody else on YouTube. In that opinion, you know, in that, so to speak, like, I would say that they're kind of they're turning a blind eye to, like, the people that don't do any controversial content, stuff like that. They're like, they're taking away the privileges of, you know, earning money off of their ads for everyone, just, you know, to appease a select few, you know, that post some very questionable content. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear it. And of course, it's easier to look from our perspective and say, well, that's
bad,
I know, right? Because we are directly making money.
Yes. You know, again, I'm not saying I get where they're coming from, but
right. I think, you know, and of course, this is kind of an issue that did occur. It's not like, you know, it wasn't happening before, but
no,
it was just such like an isolated incident, you know, for a lot of places. I get where you're coming from, you know. It's just anyway. One of the interesting tangles of the story, H3H3, lovely guy. Yeah.
Ethan, Papa bless.
Papa bless. Did a video, kind of quote unquote, you know, looking into the some potential foul play that's going on with these screenshots that this Wall Street Journal reporter, because, you know, the Wall Street Journal and YouTube, or rather content creators as a whole, have been pretty at odds with each other
throat, but, yeah.
for the past few months, ever since the whole PewDiePie debacle.
Yeah.
But now, of course, you know, you got this other reporter from the Wall Street Journal that's posting these screenshots. The thing is, the templates on the screenshots are exactly the same for all three, right? So what this guy is saying, that like each time he was basically refreshing the videos until he saw ads from these companies. But the thing is, like, the base image of like the background of YouTube, that's not the direct video part, was the same each time. The view count which is the same, which granted, to his defense, you know, for most videos, when you refresh it, it doesn't actually change the view count. The view count, especially on more popular videos that are getting literally like 1,000 views a minute.
But yeah.
So that's understandable, but like a lot of the recommended videos as well, there was a lot off with that. He put up a video about it, kind of exposing them, quote unquote, but then he took it down because of the response that was given, as well as the potential.
He could have gotten also actual trouble.
Well, I don't think he would have gotten in trouble if he kept the video up, but like. One of the points that he made was that he reached out to the person on this who had the video, who owned the video, and monetized the video, and it showed that the video hasn't been monetized since September. So like, how could there be ads on it? But then the guy said later that it was claimed by a company, right? The company that probably owns the rights to the song. So Ethan took it down, thinking that, all right, maybe jumping into this was a bit too much, and so a lot of people scolded him. But most people supported him, which I'm actually glad to see. Because at least he apologized, for spreading a lot of for spreading misinformation that could be potentially harmful to a company. He took it down. He made a direct video directly asserting the situation and apologizing for it.
I think he did the right thing. But...
Right. And, apologizing for it and explaining everything and not being super vague about it and making a stupid post on your website about it. That's more than the Wall Street Journal, or rather, that's what the Wall Street Journal did. But actually posting apology, that's more than a lot of these media outlets have.
Yeah, so you got to give him credit.
Right, credit where credit's due. I personally really want to cling on to the idea that there was some foul play here, because it really seems like a lot of these old, I don't want to say old, but traditional, mediums of news and a lot of these traditional websites, they're going out of style.
They're seeing that, less and less people, and this is a fact, that less and less people, especially millennials, are watching and getting their news from TV. And they see that as a problem. And more people are just using Twitter. They're using YouTube. They're using Reddit, places like that to get their news from now on. And that's kind of the new rising medium. And they're seeing, we're dying out. That's not good. So I can kind of see, why they'd want to do something like this. I'm not saying they should have done it.
That's
I'm not saying we know for a fact that that's the reason, but wouldn't it make perfect sense if it was?
It would fit a lot of puzzle pieces together,
It would make sense.
Because print media is really dying now.
Print media is pretty much already dead.
The only thing that's keeping print media, at least in this case newspapers, from actually dying out as a whole are the few who, the older generations that are still using print media, which there's still a substantial amount.
Yeah, but give it 10 years and that's gonna be gone.
Give it a decade, and
all the old people are gonna be gone.
Yeah,
and it sounds. I'm being serious. They're gonna. They're gonna start losing their demographic. It's definitely gonna become
more niche as it goes along.
Yeah, definitely.
And even we're even starting to see this with TV now too, right? Yeah. Because now all the millennials are growing up and they know what the internet is, and they don't want to spend $100 a month on 100 channels, on 10 channels that they like, and
especially when a lot of you can just get any TV show you want on Hulu or Netflix or pirate it, whatever you want to do online. And if you can do that with your news too, which you can, and why even bother messing with the mainstream media, Fox or CNN or anything like that?
Who wants to pay $100 a month for 100 channels? 80 of which you won't touch ever, probably 5 of which, or at least 10 of which you only watch for 1 or 2 shows.
Of course.
And then maybe 10 you watch regularly. Maybe. Depends on how.
And that's still, that's with commercials and everything as well. On the internet, you can just pay to not have commercials with some things, So it's
subscription-based services are definitely on the rise a lot.
So I think just give it 10 to 20 years, TV will become almost how newspapers have become.
Just the other day, YouTube launched their YouTube TV thing.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, where you pay $35
and
when you up to $35 you get all the top 4 Fox, ABC, NBC, and CBS, and all of their affiliate networks.
Yeah,
plus ESPN.
I haven't ruled out getting that, honestly. It's a pretty good deal.
Is, you can attach that to up to 6 YouTube accounts. So if you're in true millennial fashion, you can just split it with your roommates or whatever.
Yeah,
you don't even have to be roommates.
And it'd be cheaper. Like it'd be.
It could just be a situation like you and me. Like I could just, if you had a PayPal, you don't have a PayPal because your parents don't want you doing that stuff. But
well, I do have a PayPal. They don't know it, but
okay. It's a good thing they don't know. But like it could be a thing. Like I'm like a quarter of the way across the country from where you are. But like if we wanted to, we could just like go halfsies on it.
Oh, totally. Right? Yeah, like why not? Like
and cut it down from $35 a month to $17 a month.
Yeah.
And then we're fine. And we get infinite DVR and we can watch whenever we want.
Like honestly, like it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It'd be great, but that's why there's no reason not to switch from TV to this. Like there's really no good argument. So that's why a lot of these
right.
News outlets and stuff, they don't want to accept that they're dying. They don't want to confine to how the millennials want to get their news. They want to
either gotta adapt or they're gonna die, right? And
exactly.
Their version of adapting is by sabotaging other outlets right now.
And ultimately that's just going to cause them to die even sooner. So I mean.
Right.
I don't really see why they would want to do that. But
though, I should say that I personally think that, if you have a medium of something for receiving information or art, it's never going to completely die out, right?
No.
It'll become kind of like it may become very niche and very cult, but it won't always die. Like, look at vinyl, right? Granted, vinyl has... I believe vinyl has, there's like a different sound to it than like electronic music.
I think so, yeah.
Because vinyl is physical. But like vinyl in recent years has had like a huge resurgence because it's, cool, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I don't think newspapers are going to, in 30 years, newspapers are going to have a resurgence that they're going to be cool, but they're definitely, they're probably going to become more expensive because less people are going to read them. More of them are going to shut down. They're going to be less produced overall. More are going to move online.
Yeah.
But
so, and they just don't want to accept it.
And TV as well is going to be cut down. Also, TV also needs to adapt because there's a lot of, you have stuff like Sling TV and PlayStation View and stuff like that where it's very a la carte, right? Mm-hmm. There was, like, I was thinking the other day, like, because when I grow up, I'm not going to buy cable. I've already decided this, right? I'm like, let me think here. I could have $100 a month in cable, or let's see here, Netflix account, that's probably $7.99 a month. I don't know, probably this YouTube thing, get a few other guys on it. That probably gives me $10 a month, right?
Right.
I just want to throw this in there. I feel like YouTube TV would be way more appealing, and they would get way more people if they just tossed in YouTube Red with it. Like they
definitely.
They have the YouTube Red shows, which is nice, but like get rid of the ads, Anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. But whatever. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens next, I guess, with all these companies. I'm not really an expert with this either. I watched a video that Sargon of Akkad made about it, and he pretty much said exactly what you did. Mm-hmm. But this could definitely become a problem. It's already a problem. So,
given enough. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't talk about like the fact that most people's ad revenues are plummeting.
I just checked. I even just tweeted just during this podcast. I tweeted out my earnings for the past 28 days. They are tanking. So, great.
It's bad.
This is why it's good to have companies like Patreon to have as kind of a fallback. I know not as many people donate to that, but it is there if you need it. So
not in our line of work for brick films because
no. Well,
most
other
of
people
our
make ton of money. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's because they have more adult audiences. We have mostly children and teens who A, don't have money, B, which is probably the biggest barrier of entry, don't have some form of electronic money that they can send, like a PayPal.
That's the thing. That's why I haven't really started one yet. First of all, because I haven't needed to until now.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I've been doing fine. I mean, I'm still probably fine for the time being, but like, if this continues, I won't be fine. So I don't know. It's just it also probably contributes to the fact that I haven't uploaded an actual brick film in about a month now. Yeah. Almost 2 months.
Even the thing is, like, recently, I don't know why, but for some reason, like, my my Iron Man, both of the videos I did for Iron Man 3 have been getting more views, but the ad revenue is still going lower. So
I would imagine it's probably the same thing with Pumpkin Man, right?
Oh well, the funny thing about Pumpkin Man is, like, it just kind of released all its all the tension, all the juices. Literally, it, like, all the hype. It's weird. It was like a week long thing where it got 600,000 views, and it literally ended right before this whole thing began. So
that's so weird.
I'm very thankful of that. But
You're very
but even though
gotta be grateful.
Even though Pumpkin Man is still getting something like 2,000 views a day, there's definitely a drop from what it was, pre-spike.
Which we still don't know what caused that spike, but
no idea. Middle of March. 600,000.
2 years after it was uploaded.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you're not complaining at all. So.
Not in the slightest.
No. But anyway. So I think that pretty much sums that up. We should probably go ahead and move on to
Questiones.
Let's see. First question. I beg you guys to please put all your podcasts on SoundCloud. Okay.
That's not a question.
You want to go ahead and clarify? Yes. Yeah.
Boy. All right. All right. So we're cheap, right?
Yeah.
So we're
even
using...
cheaper now with this YouTube ad stuff.
Especially now. So you can't expect us to spend money on stuff.
Dark time.
The free SoundCloud accounts. Actually, it doesn't even matter. I'll explain it in a moment. The free SoundCloud accounts only allow us to upload 180 minutes total of audio content. So that's 3 hours.
So that'd be like 1.5 shows.
Yeah,
maybe?
That's 1.5 episodes for us. So that's not possible. Well, okay. Houston had a workaround. He said that what we could do is we could just upload each episode and then take it down after a week once a new episode comes up. But then we don't have a library, right? We only have one episode up at a time, which, I mean, I'd like to have a library up. So that people can listen to previous episodes if they want to.
Ideal. So that's why we would like to get on iTunes at some point.
And even the pro account on SoundCloud only allows 6 hours of upload.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really stupid. I didn't know that. So it wouldn't even be worth it then to pay for that. No. No. Anyway.
We plan on looking into iTunes.
We'd like to have a few more episodes out as well.
Yeah.
To kind
I'm gonna look into it sometime this week about like all the minimum requirements and stuff. We were supposed to ask Houston that during the last episode, but that was just kind of a little joke that I really wanted to actually. I was gonna play it off as a joke, but I really wanted.
Yeah, he took it as a joke. He just like I'm like, oh, okay. Or don't answer, but it's okay. I can just text him.
I don't think it's that hard though, but
nah. He's on there. We can get on there. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're better than him. But
if you want to be a podcast number 1, all right.
Oh god.
That's a dead meme.
Dead meme. Wait. Dead meme. There we go.
Okay.
So where were we? Okay. Next topic. Talk about the It trailer. We did. And Transformers. Transformers.
I don't
about that.
Care.
I don't care. So no, thank you. What's your opinion on Death Row? Wow. Put a light one there. If we want to get into this, we're only like an hour in. Sure. Well, let's see. I am personally. I am pro death penalty. I'm not. I think it needs to be regulated. It shouldn't be as prominent as it is today.
Fun fact: Texas has the most executions of any state. It
certainly does,
and it has twice as many as like second place. I think there's.
We sure do. Woo, Texas, but no, it's yeah. I sound like a bad person when I say I'm pro death penalty. But I think there are some people in this world that that deserve to die. Like let's say for instance, Dylan Roof, the shooter from the North Carolina church, remember a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he got the death penalty. I don't think he's been killed yet, but he was sentenced to death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an example of someone who would deserve it because he killed multiple people. And I think at that point you pretty much give up all your basic human rights to a certain extent. I don't see why my tax money should go towards keeping a serial killer alive.
Right.
So that's me. But that's not to say that there are some people that get it that shouldn't have gotten it. Like I said, it needs to be, dial it back a little bit, but it needs to still be an option. We shouldn't get rid of it entirely.
Now to play
that's just me.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for like 1 point.
Yeah, sure.
I think one of the, if I'm correct, I haven't I need to brush up on my death penalty arguments.
Come on, Alex, you should know this stuff.
I know, I really should.
Know it off the top of your head. Come on.
But I believe one of the counter arguments is it's also really expensive to kill somebody.
I have heard that,
At least in the United States, because sadly we can't just hang people anymore. Shoot them
for
in the
whatever
head.
reason.
But like, because of lethal injection and like there's a lot of, and all the like process that goes around it. Getting a minister in there, it costs quite a bit of money. But
it also,
I think overall though, in the long run, if compared to like a 40-year prison sentence, it is cheaper.
See, it costs a lot of money to keep them alive as well. So it's like it's kind of you're gonna be paying a ton of money either way.
Right.
It's just...
Personally, I am pro death penalty as well. Actually. Yeah, because like if you've done something that's like totally like, not just murder, but like, I should say that like I'm pro death penalty for like most super major crime offenses.
Yeah, so am I. Like,
I think if you steal something, I don't think you should, you should get the death penalty if you steal stuff.
I think you should. No, okay. But no.
Murder is definitely, if it's not in self-defense, if it was murdering one person, it depends.
The circumstances definitely matter.
Circumstances definitely matter. But definitely, if you go on like a shooting spree, you should die.
You should definitely die.
And if there's no defense for you, if there's no saving you, I think even I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I think if you're insane, I feel like if you go on a mass shooting and you have like some kind of mental illness, I don't know, man. It's just,
you know what? I actually agree.
I feel like there's no. Bad, I feel like it'd just be better to put you out of your misery at that point.
Because and not only that, but because then there are some people that their attorneys will lie and say, oh, they've got a mental illness when they don't, and then they'll get away with it. And if we did what you just said, then we'd stop that from being.
Now, to be fair,
so.
We don't actually know how frequently that happens.
No,
it's probably
what happened. Like like
we basically get all of our legal statistics from Goofy's trial.
Yeah, that's where we're getting all this.
On the Pink Season album.
I get my basic knowledge from everything from the Pink Season album. Or just Filthy Frank in general.
Oh yeah, Nickelodeon Girl. It's very educational. They've got like a whole thing in Japanese. They got a whole thing. There's a whole song.
WFFWD.
There's a whole song about
I get that.
About rituals in China, particularly dog eating.
Yeah, definitely.
Putting hot objects on reproductive organs.
Worded perfectly.
Want a little hot nickel ball on a bullseye. Okay.
I think you just said it. All right. This podcast is deteriorating by the minute, but anyway.
Yeah. Kill them all.
That's our.
Figure out a cheaper way to kill them as well. I just want to shoot people.
Just shoot them up.
That's a red flag.
Pull the Pinochet method of killing people by just bringing them up into a helicopter and just pushing them out.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, he did that to communists. It's become kind of a meme. Push commies out of helicopters.
That's awesome.
He killed like 90 people.
Oh,
What he would do, I was actually doing some research on this earlier this week because my friend was telling me about it. I didn't even know about it. It was like, what he would do is he would take these, far left extremists like communists, and he would I think he would mutilate them. He would torture them. He would pretty much make it to where they're barely even alive, and then he brings them up on the helicopter, and then just pushes them off and then they fall to their death. So he tries to make it as horrible of an experience as possible by torturing them and then making them, building up the whole scare factor by taking them on the helicopter. Kidding, can you imagine? Oh my god, the guy was ruthless, but
I actually it's funny that you bring that up because 2 weeks ago I just saw a movie about the do you know the camps that they had in Chile?
In Chile? I
during,
don't know a
during
lot.
during the regime that they
I really
had.
don't know a lot about Chile.
They were posing as these Christian, getaway, not getaway, but how can I say it? Not Christian. I don't know. You can go find yourself. It's basically Jesus camp. It's.
Oh, you mean anti-gay camp?
Not a retreat, but a.
It's a getaway. Yeah.
It's basically where it was posed as this, but they also produced a lot of weapons and stuff, and did a lot of torturing there. It was this movie about this kind of lefty, left kind of revolutionary, and his flight attendant girlfriend, by the way, played by Emma Watson. I forgot the name of the movie.
Wow.
But
sign me up.
Yeah, the guy who actually plays Baron Zemo in Civil War. He gets kidnapped by the
regime,
Los Federales, and taken to this camp, and he gets tortured, and his flight attendant girlfriend goes to the as a Christian missionary, or posing as one, goes there to kind of find out where he is, and it's really intriguing. Actually, I don't know how much of it is. I don't know how much of it is true.
Yeah, I'm sure it's based off of actual events and facts and stuff.
The overall theme is.
Does he end up dying? Actually, we shouldn't spoil it. Well, I guess we can.
Nobody's gonna watch it. No, they get out alive.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I may have to.
There is a lady though that was raised there since birth. Also, it was run by the camp. An interesting fact was run by this former Nazi, and they were he had a bunch of little boys there, and he would molest them. Just crazy. Yeah, so that's pleasant, right?
Is that based off of real things as well?
No, yeah, that is true. That part is true.
That's what who was it? Was it Mao? I think that did that. One of those Asian
I think
leaders
so. Yeah, the Chinese
that would do that. He had so many boys that he would do that to. He just at his disposal.
So many boys.
It was he was going full. Never mind. He was going full Catholic priest over there. But
let's move on to the next question.
No, but I like how he went from death penalty to the Chilean regime to Catholic priests. All right, moving swiftly along.
Chile's a weird country, man. It's so skinny, so
Chile?
Anorexic. Yeah.
I've always found just regimes in general to be interesting, stuff like that,
I'm just talking about
Nazis
Chile as
are
a
interesting to me.
I'm just talking about Chile as a geography concept. Where,
I was talking. Oh,
it's just a weird strip of
definitely.
coastline.
Yeah,
right?
It is weird.
It's that's probably 200 miles wide at its widest.
Yeah.
How do you fit a country in there? Then I realized 200 miles is very long, is very wide, and it's also an entire coastline. It's bro, just get absorbed into Argentina. I feel so many countries in the world would be so much more efficient if they just combined.
Yeah, we should combine with Mexico and the Snow Mexicans, maybe, and we'll get some stuff done. We'll be Super America.
Yeah, the U.S. in 1866 almost annexed Canada. So,
are you serious? Wait,
yeah.
when?
1866.
I didn't
almost.
know that.
It was
can you imagine how different things would be?
I think it was a bill that was, that was.
That'd been weird.
proposed. It got shot down.
If we were joint with Mexico, we wouldn't have to worry about the wall.
Dude,
so.
that
Actually,
would be
we
nuts.
would. We'd have to worry
America
about
would
South
be a
American
mega
wall.
America would A, be a mega superpower. B, the Cold War would be even more terrifying. Because I guess we already have Alaska, but
if we had just always been like that, like weird. Anyway, stuff like that's interesting. Let's see. Talk about Pokemon.
I enjoy it
like
quite much.
When people just say like broad topics like that, it's really hard for us to go off of that. So if you could like be a little bit more specific with your suggestions, that'd be good.
We're gonna be a lot more successful with this kind of stuff if you pose like a specific question, like what is your stance on like, or rather like what do you think of the Pokemon and its place in society and its recent resurgence with the game and Pokemon Go and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we can talk about that. When you just
talk
about Pokemon,
it's gonna make it easier for us and give us a bigger leeway into it, and it's also gonna give more give more depth to the discussion.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else.
Oh yeah, I like Pokemon, by the way.
Yeah,
I played a lot.
I do enjoy Pokemon.
I put 120 hours into Pokemon Sun.
Yeah, I do not play it as much as my fiance here does, but I am familiar with it. Let's see. Would you guys ever consider doing musical episodes of the Lego Batman series? We answered this. I can't really. I've never tried singing, so I don't actually think that'd go over very well.
It's all in the throat.
It's all in the throat. I'm sure it is.
You are
with little I know about singing, I don't think that's true.
It's fine. You're already very experienced with using your throat. Continuing.
Oh God, no. Shh! Don't tell them. Shut up. Anyway.
Oh, they know already, sweetie.
You're right. No, talk about gender.
Okay.
If I had a world war for every gender there was,
there would be 3 because right now there's Russia. Okay, never mind. Oh, I just hit my funny bone on my chair. That was a bad one. Holy Christ. That was really bad. Oh, wow, that burns. It's not just like I didn't just get like the sand feeling that you get when you hit a nerve cluster. It actually burns like in my hand.
Yeah, the chairs they make in Guam are made of solid steel, so it's like...
Wow.
It's like...
That hurt. Holy Christ.
They are quite sturdy.
My hand feels like it's on fire right now.
Literally. Are you dying? Am I going to have to carry this alone?
I am.
I'm going to have to call somebody to call us this instead.
Anyway, gender.
I'll get dead.
Okay. So, I legitimately think there are like probably 6 or 7-ish genders, right? You got male, you got female, you got asexual where you're not attracted. Well, actually...
But that's not... I mean, isn't that more sexuality?
The way I interpret gender is sexual preference, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, a lot of people say those are 2 different things, which I...
Like, what is gender? Like, I identify as a man. Okay, you can identify as a man. You can identify as a woman, sure, because that's
your chromosome.
You have sex, right? Sex
I
and
do,
gender,
definitely. A lot of it.
Hardy hard. Sex and gender are 2 different things, right? I think you can identify as a woman, right? If you're a guy, because your sex is still male, right? There's still the biological fallback, right? So I think you can identify as a woman.
No.
Identify as like pansexual. But when people say stuff like I identify as a pansexual, then that's just sexual preference, right?
Yeah, it's not gender; it's sexual preference, and that's fine. Like again, like I don't care. Like
there
do whatever
needs to be
you
clear
want.
Definition, right?
You know, there is no
Just as long as you're not diddling the kids.
Yeah.
Well, no. A phobiophile. Did I show you that anime review?
Yes, you did. Did I ever tell you about that? Yeah. I think you showed me that like after our first podcast, but
I did. Look up B Gotta H Kai Mumkey's anime review.
You honestly will not regret it. Like I honestly,
watch it the
like,
whole way through.
Anime. I'm not a weeb, Alex. Don't show me that. No, watch it. It is amazing. Please go watch it.
Uncle Alex.
Please go watch it. But no, I don't know. With gender, I don't really care. Like, just do whatever you want. Just don't try to make it who you are. Just have it be a part of you. You know, right. Like some people a lot of SJW type people try to like ram this down other people's throats. And I'm like, okay, that's when it gets a little excessive.
I mean, I'm all for the libertarian mindset where you do what you want, and nobody don't give a shit what other people do.
Yeah,
like, it gets to a point where it's a bit ridiculous with some of the things that people
but
identify
then at that point
as.
it doesn't become libertarian almost. It's like it's
Right.
very, very progressive almost. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just very left.
It's kind of this weird mix, I guess.
I don't know.
But like
weird,
some of the like quasi genders where you're 3/4 male but a quarter female, it's like, okay,
I find that, yeah, see, like, I personally find that
pull
stupid.
back the reins a bit.
I personally think it's stupid, but I also feel like it's not hurting anybody. Do whatever you want, I guess. That's not going to stop me from making fun of
Also
you.
just don't try and cram it down other people's throats. Also,
yeah, and that goes for really anything.
Don't do weird stuff like calling people Z if you don't know them.
Yeah, that's stupid.
This is just, I'm not saying this is a rule. This is just like common decent, or not decency, but like common sense stuff. Like, don't. I find it ridiculous that some people are like, well, I'm not gonna call my baby a he or a she because
that is absolutely
they're
stupid.
They're
like,
not
I'm sorry.
old enough to identify yet.
You're taking
so I'm
it
gonna
too
call
seriously
them
at
baby
that point.
self.
Yeah, that's absolutely stupid. I remember a while ago, CNN made an article saying that they there was like an argument being made that people wanted to take away the him and her like pronouns and just replace everybody with like saying it was like some random word like what was it? It started with a Z.
Z.
It was like
Z-E.
No, it wasn't just Z. It was like I forget what it was.
Was it not Z-E?
No, it was something that I had never heard of. It was very odd. I have to go check, but whatever. And I feel like at that point it's just getting a bit too extreme.
Right.
That's just me though. So I don't know. There are bigger things to worry about than gender. Let's see.
If there's one thing that came out of it, though, I now remember what a pronoun is. Because otherwise, I would not have known what a pronoun is. Well, I wouldn't have known. I just wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would have forgotten.
And I do like, so that is true. But let's see. I was gonna say something on that. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but again, no, I just like all the memes that have come out from it as well. Like the, if I had a gender for every blah blah, it's pretty great. But let's see. Talk about which celebrities would be a good president. We did this last time, I think, kind of.
Actually, I just had a good. I thought about this.
I'm gonna go with
Elon motherfucking Musk.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Elon.
Oh, but he's South African. We already talked about that.
Well, Ted Cruz is Canadian, so. And Obama's Kenyan, so.
that's true.
Doesn't get in the way.
I'm gonna interject here with one of the YouTube questions. Joaquin Jimenez asks, "How did you guys get into Lego?"
Okay, well, for me, I had always been a fan of Lego growing up. That's what I used to collect and stuff. That's why I have some of the old Batman stuff, because that's left over from when I collected it when I was young. And then, like, as I stopped playing with them, I got more involved with wanting to, like, make movies, wanting to be able to tell stories, wanting to do stuff of that nature. And I figured the easiest way to do that at the time was to use Legos, like just use stop motion, because you can get voice actors. You don't have to have them there with you. You can write everything that you want. You can basically have them do just about anything, and it's all just up to you. I get like it's very easy. It's very simple. It's a very simple way of filmmaking, and I don't know. It's just kind of something that made me interested in it. Unless he's is he talking about Legos or like brick filming?
Lego.
Oh.
I was gonna
brick
ask
filming,
a
friends.
question for you, about that.
And then how did I get into Lego? I don't know. I just always liked it. Since I answered, you can answer both of those if you want.
I actually have a definitive answer for how I got into Lego.
Really?
It was.
I think you've told me this actually, but yeah.
Yeah, I've said it before. I think in multiple places. It was the first grade, and we were doing like a Secret Santa thing for our class. long story short, the one guy that gave me a present was like this tiny little like Lego Mars mission set. It was like this little glider, and you had a minifigure on it, and that was the first time I ever had a Lego set, actually. Though, I think I may have had Duplo like a few Duplo bricks when I was a kid, like no sets, but like just giant bricks. They might have been Mega Blocks, actually.
Ew.
Yeah, no, gross, right?
Yeah.
But like I would have played with those when I was like 2 or something. But like the first time I played with I had Lego was at that Secret Santa thing, and I think I got him like a Ben 10, the upgrade alien, like an action figure. Dude, I loved Ben 10 as a kid.
Oh my god,
I
never got into Ben 10.
That was the dope nasty, as it were.
Yeah.
As for how I got into brick filming, I don't know. I was just kind of liked it. The first brick film I saw was Clone Training Center.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then of course I saw Forrest videos, so I always really liked them. Some of the first videos I uploaded on my channel aren't brick films, but I didn't know how brick films worked and stop motion animation worked. Because like I was always so perplexed. Like, wait, how are they moving? Is that CG? Like I thought it was CG when I was like 7 and 8. I'm surprised I even know what CGI was.
I didn't even know what CG was when I was 7 or 8. But yeah.
Jesus, that looks so real, right? So what I did is instead of taking pictures like you should, I took video and then I would talk over the video.
Oh man.
So I still have all of those videos, 6 episodes of this series called the 212th Legion, some videos called the Clone Mini Adventures, and this one really early one in 2009 that I did with some Lego Batman stuff that I had. I had one Lego Batman minifigure, and that's it. And it was Batman.
Oh my god. Wait, so you started in 2009, like with animating?
Technically, though, in 2009, that was a trip I was on in Brazil, so I brought some Legos with me. And what I did was I got the webcam on my laptop.
Oh man!
Pointed it towards the ground, and I have all this footage on a thumb drive, by the way. I plan on releasing it at some point.
You need to re-upload it.
Probably if somebody gives me money.
Make a lone clone vault like what Forrest did. I've been considering doing that.
Yeah. And the thing about like all the other stuff I did, the first stuff I did on my channel, they're all just privatized, so I could just make them public if I wanted to. Anyway, but yeah, so I pointed I pointed this webcam down at the ground, so it was like from the super high angle. Like, now that I think about it, like what a lot of iPad brick filmers do.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Or like brick filmers that use their phone don't realize that like you could just flip it on its side and then the camera is level with the minifigure.
Oh, that'd be too easy. Make too much
so
sense.
It's like from this super high angle. I didn't bring any base plates, so it was just a bunch of like vehicles and little mini sets that I brought with me just on the ground in minifigures, and I was literally playing with them basically. It's weird because I never played with Legos. I didn't really play with toys.
Really?
I just looked at them, and I really liked them. Yeah. So what I
used to play with toys.
This is actually the only time I ever like played with them. Is like, or basically what I was doing. I was making a story, which I guess is just playing with them. But like, I would actually, my hand would like come into the shot and like move it around. Like move around the minifigures and stuff. Like whenever a minifigure was talking, I would like shake them, like Yeah. It's great.
That's honestly, I used to play with Legos and stuff. I used to just kind of play with toys in general when I was a kid. Like I remember me and my sister had a dollhouse, and like I would play with her with the dollhouse, and like we created this like whole like cast of like the main family, and it was like a mom, a dad, a teenage daughter, and then like a son and a daughter, and like all this stuff, and then like we would have all these side characters and stuff that we would play with, and it was quite entertaining back then. But that's probably what got me involved with like wanting to tell stories and stuff, was just doing stuff like that when I was a kid. But
I actually have a similar experience. I should mention this. I can't believe I didn't think about this until now. what was probably a huge influence was one of my friends in 3rd grade, Joshua, had a YouTube channel that he made before I ever made mine, and it was actually his YouTube channel that was a direct inspiration for me to make mine. Eventually, because he and his brother, which at the time they would have been like 10 and 12, made this YouTube channel called Galactic Movies 88, which is still up, and all the videos are still there. But they made this series called We All Live on a Houseboat, and it was basically exactly what I was describing, where they took videos and talked over the videos. And they were making like these little stories of like this,
That's
like
pretty great.
this minifigure family that lived on a houseboat.
Yeah.
And
Well, see, that's kind of...
ever since then, it's always been in the back of my mind. But like every 3 months, I think I seriously consider like, making an actual brick film of We All Live on a Houseboat.
Yeah.
Because I really like the concept. It's it's like a sitcom parody. Anyway.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that kind of reminds me and my friend Ashley, back when this is what got me involved with wanting to make videos, was when I used to have webkins when I was a kid, you know.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Did you used to as well? Okay.
No, I had a friend that did though.
Okay. Well, me and Ashley were kind of obsessed with webkins back in the day, back in like 1st and 2nd grade, stuff like that. And so what we used to do is we would get my dad's really old like dinosaur video camera downstairs, like in the closet, that weighed like 2 tons and had like it was a piece of garbage. And you had to plug it in to use it, and we would just like put it on the floor in my room, and then we would make Webkins videos with our Webkins, and they'd go on like all these adventures, like Webkins go camping, or Webkins, go to the docks, or Webkins go on a vacation or whatever. And we used to make so many of these, and we would have so much fun doing it because we would just make it up as we went along. And I really, really wish I could find those somehow. I don't know if I can, since that was so long ago. If I could somehow find those, I would totally upload them to my 2nd channel, because those were quite something, but it would be interesting to see. That's
awesome.
kind of what got me involved with wanting to make videos for people to watch, because I love showing them to people. But we used to watch them after we made them, I guess is what I should say. But
wish we could turn back time to the good old days. I'm going to make that sync
21
up.
Pilgrims. They're great. All right.
21 Pilgrims.
Let's see. Talk about our favorite underrated animators.
AKP.
See. AKP, totally.
Super underrated.
I think someone like Egg
think
Yolk
a lot
Studios 2002 is kind of underrated.
Yeah, Egg Yolk needs more attention. I think most animators and kind of like the general MBU sphere are quite underrated.
Darren's underrated.
Darren does great stuff, though. I'm super glad his Spider-Man Homecoming trailer got like 600,000 views.
Wait, did it?
Yeah, it's like the most popular video he's ever made.
Wait, which one?
I think.
Oh, that one. Okay, I thought you meant his new one. Okay,
yeah, no. Darren, Mario's great.
Yeah, definitely. Would you say Hux is underrated? I think.
Nah. He's got 30K, man.
I guess. Fine. Okay, fine.
He's got the gun money. He has James Gunn in his pocket.
He's got the gun money. All right.
He doesn't need anything. He's fine. He's got the gun money.
On Beat Man, underrated.
On Beat Man does great stuff.
Jam Pop Studios, underrated.
There was this one guy that made this.
Oh, Sullivan Cinema. Sorry,
Oh yeah, Tom is great.
Tom is definitely underrated.
There's this one guy that sent me a direct message. They only have like 84 subscribers, but it was called like Remnant Media Studios or something like that. I think. Here, let me just look into my messages here, because I'm super popular. Who uses YouTube messages, by the way?
I get one every now and then. I don't even check it, because I'm like, if you're that much of a dinosaur that you try to send me a YouTube message when I publicly display my email, like, just get out. Like, don't stop.
Oh, they actually changed their name. They used to be called Remnant Studios, but they're called PEC Studios now. They have 137. They only have 137 subscribers, but the stuff that they make is so incredible, like super smooth animation. They have this one series called what's it called? They have multiples. Yeah, it's Benzin, which is like a World War II drama, and it's incredible. I love it.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting.
Oh, of course. Lisa is a nut. Aaron.
Aaron. What? Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard his channel name pronounced, so I was like, oh. Okay.
Lisa is a nut. She has a rubber butt. Yeah. It's a Simpsons gag.
I see.
God, I feel like if we leave people out.
You know who you are. There we go. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm going look at my subscriptions.
Yeah, that's why I was going through my subscriptions.
Tavern Films makes great stuff. Brick Bros Productions also.
Palmer Animation.
Yeah, but didn't he stop? Palmer.
Oh, did he? I don't know.
I think he did.
Let me check.
Darth Levy.
Oh, he did. Yeah, my mistake.
Ethan, ETR Films.
ETR Films, definitely.
He doesn't make Brick Films anymore, but Ian Patrick Brick Films. He was one of my.
Oh, that guy was so great, and I still know him. Like he voice acts.
Yeah, Darkside Lego Studios.
Yeah, every time I've had a doctor in my videos, like for I guess over the course of 2 years, he's always voiced the doctor. I don't know why, but like I always get him for the doctor. But
he's one of my direct inspirations for starting like actual stop motion animation. Great guy.
Yeah, he's so good. I think Jeremy's been underrated for years.
Oh
now.
Yeah, Jeremy, of course, Joe Bohr.
Jeremy deserves to blow up at this point.
Austin's got a pretty spicy following.
Austin's good. He's good enough. He hasn't been posting as much, but
he's working on the Batman episode.
Yeah.
Jampot Studios, of course. Smith Movies.
Said that.
Oh, my B.
No, I didn't say Smith Movies, so you're good there. But Aether Films, formerly known as FaZe Brick, I think he's underrated. He makes some good stuff.
The problem with FaZe changing his name is that like people didn't call him like his actual name on a frequent basis or in public. By public, I mean like outside of Skype and stuff.
I don't even call him. I call him FaZe in like just in general. I
So,
still call him FaZe. I don't
what
care.
are we supposed to call him now? I call him FaZe. I don't think he cares, but his name's Gem, right?
Yeah.
But like
I think
nobody knows that. Right?
No, he doesn't. He hasn't made it clear.
Right.
But
so
I think he should have kept it FaZe Brick, but whatever. Rad Visuals, underrated.
Yep. Tomination.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There are a lot. Most brick filmers are underrated.
Yeah. I'd say my top pick goes to AKP, personally.
AKP, definitely. He's an incredibly talented animator that definitely deserves more credit. And if he's listening, shout out to my boy.
Shout out.
We'd love to have him on the show sometime.
Yeah, we'd love to. I think he actually reached out to you, right?
He did reach out. And so did, speaking of people reaching out, so did, we want to mention Just Too Good, actually, recently reached out.
We may have him on. Eventually.
We're not surprisingly enough.
We should probably lay this out. We're not gonna have somebody on. We're not gonna have guests every single podcast.
No.
We want to give it some time to breathe.
We'll have one in the few shows from now, probably. I don't know who. We'll see. But we are determining from a few different people. There have been a couple people that have come to me and asked. I think Tom wanted to be on, like I said. And then there's some we want to work to having, to maybe have the opportunity to have them on, like El Hugany we might have on at some point. Fancy Pants would be great. Now that me and Keshin are buds, we get
the guy fuck. Oh, I was about to swear.
No one cares. You can say it. No one's even listening anymore.
The guy follows you on Twitter. And you're Mr. Big Shot now,
Mr.
aren't
Big Shot. Yeah. Now
Who do you think you are?
He only follows 60 people.
Stuff?
I am grateful. I check daily to make sure he's still following me. I'm checking now. Yeah, he's still following me. Okay. I am honestly shocked that he's following me. I don't know why he would. Twitter is one of the worst pages I have personally seen. So whatever.
I follow 67 people, and I don't see you getting jumped over joy of me following you.
Well, because we're engaged. There's nothing new at this point, I know everything. But Keshin, bro, why? I don't know why it's so random. But whatever. And he actually tweeted me the other day.
That'd be actually really interesting to, get him on, because,
Do you think
so
he'd
many
do it?
questions.
I bet he'd do it. If we
I don't think he would.
If we get more of a following, I think he would want to be on.
I have a lot of questions about Keshin. Like,
who is he? There we go.
he is an enigma. You know?
And I think that's what he's
but
going
he probably
for.
wants.
That's what
He
he
probably
likes.
wants to keep it
he
that
likes
way. Yeah.
being, and I respect him for that. You know, he doesn't want his public life out there.
But I'd like to hear more about his process.
Or
and
personal
stuff,
life, public.
just in general.
Yeah, I want to know more about him. I don't even know if his name is actually Keshin or not. So.
I think it's pronounced Keishan actually.
Keishan, really? Everyone says Keshin.
There was one vlog he did 9 years ago.
Hey guys, it's Keishan. Yeah.
Where he did a studio tour and he was talking about Twilight because he rented it out.
I saw that. Yeah. How old is no one knows anything about him. The only picture we have of him is that one that Forrest used in his credits. You know that he would sometimes use. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But I don't even think it was his face. Was
yeah, well, it was a picture of him covered in something. We'll put it up on screen. Mark it down. We're at 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'll tell you to put it up.
You're working me like a dog.
I know, that's what I do. We don't have any black people, so I gotta work somebody like a slave. Okay.
True.
I feel like at this point, there are certain points in the podcast where I can say certain things. At this point, it's just our fans listening, or true fans. If you're really listening an hour and 40 minutes into this, so I can say whatever. Let's see. Talk about musically. Again, can't really.
Hate it.
Bit too broad. Be more specific. Someone said your opinion on the Hunger Games. I don't know. I mean, I used to read the Hunger Games when I was in middle school. Looking back, they were horribly written, and the movies are terrible. So,
I read the first book, and I really loved it in 5th grade.
Did you read Catching Fire or Mockingjay?
I read Catching Fire. I read the first half of Mockingjay.
Mockingjay was boring.
It was.
Yeah.
I saw all the movies, though, sadly.
Yeah, the movies were not great. The movies got worse over time. What are you watching?
I'm watching Keishan's studio
Oh my
tour.
god, don't stay at I don't like it. Keshin, we're Americans. We're Americans. We're the world's police.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not even sure he says his name in the video, but there's just something about the Australian accent that makes me think that he'd say Keishan.
Ask Tom. I don't ask him. I'll ask him in a DM because I can do that.
I don't think it's Keshin, man. Everyone's getting it wrong.
That's something we can ask him. If it is wrong, how do you feel about everybody getting it wrong? But anyway, talk about the new Planet of Apes trailer.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't even know there was a new Planet of the Apes trailer. I don't care.
I enjoy the series.
I haven't seen any of them,
series.
so.
It's really good, actually.
It might be good. I haven't checked it out, but Pop-Tarts. Sir, I need you to... Well,
I made a video in 6th grade called It's a short film called Tale of the Magical Pop-Tart. It was on my...
Yeah.
Huh?
Continue.
It was on my channel for a while. It's still there, but it's privatized.
I don't really have much of
It's
an opinion.
really bad, but yeah.
I don't really have much of an opinion on Pop-Tarts unless, except for the fact that if you eat them without,
unless they're
cooking them,
really
then you are a monster, and you are very destructive to society.
You don't have an opinion on Pop-Tarts unless they're being fed into your mouth like a mama bird into a chick's mouth.
That's how I like all my food, Alex. You know this.
But
we go to dinner together. Yeah, the people don't know. Let's see. New Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. We talked about it, Noodle Studios. It's
pretty neat.
It is neat. I like it. It's got colors. We talked about this with Houston. Houston's smarter than I am about stuff like
movies.
This.
Yeah.
Go listen to... I don't care about movies as much as Houston does. Go listen to that. Find underrated animators. I just said that.
Okay.
Does the same person comment that?
We're putting to this BS to rest once and all. Pineapple on pizza.
No! Pineapple
What?
off of pizza.
What?
Do not even... No! Pineapples do not belong anywhere close to pizza.
Yes, they do.
No, they absolutely... No!
It's sweet. You get the sweet and the savory. It is perfect.
You can quote me on this one. pineapples and pizza go together about the same as Islam and progress. Okay, so I just want to get that out of the way. They do not go together.
Israel and Palestine.
Yeah. But no, get that. Even Gordon Ramsay. Did you see that video that was trending on YouTube?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because
Okay.
Gordon Ramsay is
discussion.
Ramsay is the chief on all things culinary.
Yeah. So give it a rest. Let's see.
No, this beat. I grew up on pineapple Hawaiian, specifically Hawaiian pizza. If you just have pineapple on its own, okay, that's weird. But you got to get the ham on there as well. The Hawaiian. You gotta caress it. You gotta get up nice and close with the pineapple and the ham. It's a Hawaiian. It melts in your mouth. You get the sweet tang of the pineapple with the savory saltiness of the ham. And it's just it's like that one scene in Ratatouille where he gets the grape and the cheese in his mouth at the same time, and it's beautiful. I just got really close to my microphone. I have no idea how that's gonna turn out.
It's gonna be interesting. All right, let's see. Top 10 favorite brick filmers. Okay, in no particular order. I'm gonna name 10. Here we go, guys.
Okay.
Forrest, Keshin, Blob Studios, AKP, Fancy Pants. Me. No, I'm kidding. Hang on. Okay, so we got 5 down.
Forlorn Creature.
Oh yeah, him. Brotherhood Workshop. I
don't really like Brotherhood Workshop
I'm
for
okay
some reason.
with
I don't know why.
Oh, I like them.
Starting the YouTube drama.
Yeah, they're gonna start some beef with Brotherhood Workshop. It's gonna be a drama.
I don't think I have any reason to dislike him. I just do.
Yeah. Their animation style is unique. Okay, so we got 3 more.
It's not their animation style. It's just I don't like them.
Or you don't like them?
Him.
Yeah.
I guess.
Alright, fair enough. I guess. What am I gonna do? I don't watch a ton of brick filmers. That's the thing. Like top 10 YouTuber, they can name that off. But let me see. A couple more. I gotta do 3 more. Maybe I'd say Michael Hickox, but his stuff is kind of boring to me. Like as good as the animation is,
it's very broad.
Maybe On Beat Man, he's pretty good. Dark Side Lego Productions, I think Ian or whatever, he's pretty good. Good back in the day. And Kosh, there we go.
Of course.
Those are my 10. You got any? You got any?
I don't know. I don't think I really have anything to add to that. Forlorn.
Those are pretty much all the good ones, I guess. All the well-known good ones, at least, well respected.
Jeez, I mean,
I don't know, man.
Aaron, Lisa is not. He's one of my favorite, definitely.
Yeah.
I just love the stuff he does. Got a lot of pizza movies. How did I forget about pizza movies?
Pizza movies.
God, Pizza movies was also another big influence on me making story-based Lego videos in the first place.
Yeah, I think you told me about him.
Especially Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of the initial comedy from my videos, and especially if you see any of the privatized videos that I have, which you won't.
Yeah. But when I hack your channel. But
I'm gonna show them one day. I swear to God, somebody's just got like tip me $10 during a live stream, and I'll do it.
It's gonna happen. Now somebody's gonna do that, but okay, it's gonna be Darren.
Yeah, but like the parallels are very similar.
Yeah.
When you see like some of my earliest videos and a lot of pizza movies stuff, and I'm super sad that they stopped because he had like so much. He had a bunch of stuff in the works that was. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved his stuff.
Yeah, that's good. But I guess that kind of covers that. But let's see. I guess we should probably just got 2 more topics here, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
All right. Where is it? Comments on your upcoming baptism. Okay, just to clarify here. I did not end up getting baptized. My sister didn't feel very well, so we just didn't go. It's not to say that it won't happen in the near future, but it didn't happen tonight, so I was all prepared to get into religion a little bit for the first time on this show. Not gonna happen yet. So
You
stay tuned, and I'll get my way eventually.
Child of God.
I'm gonna get into the holy. I'm gonna get into the baptism place, and the water's gonna start boiling. That's what my friend said.
That's very true. You're gonna turn the water into wine.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Or just oil.
Yeah.
Dude, even I've been baptized.
Really?
Wait, okay. Just a clear thing. Like, what is your specific sect of Christianity?
We're Church
your
of
family
Christ.
is?
My family's Church of Christ. Yeah.
So is that like? That's not Catholic. That's not.
No. It's very far from Catholic.
What's the one that like everyone is?
Non-denomination.
Like,
Methodist.
No, it's the one that's like
Baptist.
No, not that one.
Presbyterian.
No, not the pescatarians. Only eat fish. What is it? What is it? It's
I don't know of any others.
Christianity.
Mormonism is a cult. It's not a religion.
What is it? Come on. Catholic, Orthodox. Come on. What is it called, dude? What the hell? There's a name. I'm looking for it. Come on.
Episcopalian.
Maybe it starts with a B or something. List of Christian denominations.
Baptism.
Here we go.
That's the thing.
Maybe Baptist.
I think it's Baptist. There are a lot of Baptists that I know. A lot of Methodists. Those are the two main ones.
Whatever.
Aside from those wacky Catholics.
Go to the next one.
Okay. Well, but what were you trying to say?
I don't know. It's just like the one that it's like the one that everybody is.
But like what about it though?
The largest one, I think.
What about it though?
I don't know. It's like the generic Christianity.
Yeah.
Thing.
I meant like what were you gonna say about it though?
Like, I don't even know what I was gonna say.
It is 2 a.m. here. Okay, where I'm recording.
I was asking if Church of the Jeebus, your thing is
Jehovah's
part of
Witness.
it.
Oh, Church of Christ.
No. Yeah.
Are we a part of? I don't know. I just know in my denomination.
Protestant mother fun. Hi.
You can curse on this show.
But
I just don't because there are people awake.
Well, I don't do it for my personal image.
Weird. But...
I gotta keep up my image, Manindi.
Yeah, I used to care about that.
Innocent schoolboy.
I used to care about that, and then I got Twitter. Anyway, but
Protestants.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think, or it's something different. But basically, my church, you get baptized when you're ready. Usually, when you're a teen, when you can when you're old enough to realize what you're doing, and then you can turn yourself over to the Lord, and then they'll baptize you in front of the whole church. My church is very modern. It's very corporate. We have it's huge. I'm gonna have to show you pictures once we're done with this. Once we get off. They show everybody on the big screen. We got this huge screen that overshadows the whole room. It's like a theater almost. But yeah, so you got to do that. Not sure when that'll be, but I'll keep everybody posted. So sorry to let everyone down, but we'll get into religion next time.
Darn.
And then, of course, talk about how you get your channel names. Well, for me, it was just
this is a big one from you because I feel like 25% of the people who've seen your videos think your name is Aubrey.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Mine is, which technically I guess it is. I don't really have a problem with people calling me that. I don't care. A lot of people think I'm a girl because of that. I've gotten that a few times, especially people don't know. I was featured on famousbirthdays.com, celebrity birthday or whatever it's called, and when they first added me to the website, before I questioned it on Twitter, all of my pronouns were she, her, all this stuff because they thought I was a girl. That's wow. So that was pretty great, but I can see why, because Aubrey is now a female name, but at the time apparently my grandpa is named Aubrey. And back then it was more of a masculine name, not so much anymore. But
I didn't even know Aubrey was a name until I saw your channel.
Yeah, I just went with that because I don't really know. I don't remember. I can't recall why. I just figured like I remember thinking my channel wasn't gonna get that big, so I was like, just Aubrey Studios, who cares, whatever. So I didn't really think too much of it. Originally, it was Stormtrooper something, and then I just I dropped that like 3 videos in because I thought that was stupid because I wanted to do things outside of Star Wars. So.
Where does the 82 come in?
That's a good question. I don't even know that myself. I don't know where the 82 comes in. I don't know where the road sign profile picture comes in. I don't know, fam.
You're disappointing everybody right now.
There's
people out there that
think
there's people out there that think that there's like some kind of grand like Illuminati level conspiracy behind like all the imagery.
I'm legally supposed to say that, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, do you? So that's up to determine. That's up to some conspiracy theories to spawn from that. But
do you know that Poppy?
Yes, you showed me her.
Yes. Do you know about like how a lot of people think it's like a huge conspiracy, like that she's or at least the like depiction of it is trying to be like a conspiracy anyway.
Yeah.
But you are Poppy.
I am Poppy. I'm the Poppy of the Brick film community.
I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy.
Fuzi is the Tupac of YouTube. I'm the Poppy of YouTube, basically. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so how'd you go into your name real quick?
Lego Clone Addict. Well, I made it when I was 10. Mm-hmm. Jesus, what did I even do?
What were you thinking?
I remember the morning when I made my channel specifically, because I made like 3 videos that same day. One of which I deleted, sadly. God, Lego Clone Addict. Well, at that point in time, I was super into like the whole mock building, my own creations.
Oh yeah, like
the whole mock building and like
Studios
the whole like Solid Brick Studios, Lego Boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a big part of mock building in the Lego Star Wars sense. We do a lot of stuff with Lego Star Wars. One of the big parts of that was the Lego Clone Armies, right? And I was super into that stuff. Lego Clone Armies, custom vehicles, reviews, mocks of like battles and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing I never really got into personally, but yeah.
And so, Lego Clone, I was super into Star Wars as well.
So you were an addict.
Probably at that point in time, I definitely at that point in time I definitely liked the prequels more than the original trilogy. Because I grew up on Clone Wars, the show, man.
Yeah, I know.
So of course, and I just like the lore. One of my favorite things about like universes and stuff, fictional universes, is the lore of things.
Yeah.
How things progress from one timeline to another, and how things fit between that. And the thing about Star Wars is that since it's a saga, the main movies are just like basically like little check-ins, little points of reference on the timeline, and then stuff like the Clone Wars gets to fill it in.
Yeah.
I actually saw the Clone Wars before I even saw episode 2 or episode 3.
Wow.
So
yeah, at the time you were a fan of Lego, you're a fan of clones, and you happened to be a heroin addict at that point in time. So you just put them all together, and there you go.
Lego Clone Addict.
Now, why'd you change it? Is the question. I know why, but
I changed it like I think May last year or April or something.
I think it was over the summer, wasn't it?
Something.
No, maybe
like
it wasn't.
That.
It was like right before the summer. So I remember you texting me about it, and I was like at dinner with like my aunt and uncle who live in Colorado, and they had come over for like this wedding, and it was in May. So yeah, that's how I remember it. But
that's how much of an impact my name change had on you.
Yeah.
God parted the heavens so that everybody could watch me change my name.
It was a monumental event. But yeah.
Basically now, we have before name change and after name change. That's my timeline here. So there are obviously a few issues with Lego Clone Addict. Number one, the most glaring issue is addiction. Associating my channel with addiction.
And you actually had someone complain about that, didn't you?
Some parents did not appreciate that.
Oh, multiple parents. Okay.
It was like 2 or 3, yeah. I got emails. They were like, I like the content you're making, but I am not going to approve. It's probably like those evangelical parents or whatever. But anyway, they were super strict about, you know, anything their child does. Helicopter parents. Number 2 is
kind of how I was brought up, but yeah.
Number 2 is brand association.
Yeah.
Obviously, my name is tied with the company Lego, and Lego is a trademark.
Yeah.
Is a trademark, you know, name.
And if you want to continue your, you know, channel.
I've always had this on the back of my mind. On the very, very slim chance that I ever make a production company, like an actual company that needs like taxes and stuff, I'd call it, you know, my name, my YouTube name, Productions. It's kind of like an homage to the stuff that the stuff that I built here, you know.
Right. I would probably say the same, honestly, but yeah.
Obviously, Lego Clone Addict. Lego, I'm probably gonna get sued immediately. Hell, they probably won't even let me name it in the first place. They'll be like, "No, you can't name it. This is already taken, right?" You know.
Yeah.
At least part of it, Lego.
Yeah, it'd be really bad. So that's kind of what like Akash and people like that probably don't even like consider when they make their channel or whatever, or they don't care. Like, I don't think Akash is gonna continue his, you know, anything like this years in the future. So I don't think it's a problem for him necessarily. But,
right.
You know, it is something to be concerned about if you wish to continue your brand or whatever.
So the number one reason why I changed my name, it's not because of potentially getting sued by Lego. It's not because of angry parents about addiction. It's because my parents like to talk about me to other people. And also schoolmates as well. Yeah. There's a good chunk of my school that knows about my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So when you're a freshman in high school and your YouTube channel name is Lego Clone Addict, that's not a thing.
Yeah. See, for me, that's the thing. I don't like advertising my channel, but like if it comes up, I'll mention it. But I always have to say right after, it's like, I make money from it. It's my job. And they're like, oh, okay, you know, it's okay. But I always hate just explaining to people, like just in general, being like, oh, yeah, I make Lego stop motion animation videos. You know?
It's kind of embarrassing, even though it really shouldn't be. But
it shouldn't be embarrassing, and
there's
most
just kind
people
of a stigma around.
Most people take it pretty well. They think it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
But it's still it's just weird to admit sometimes to certain people. But in my opinion, if somebody takes that the wrong way, that's their own problem. It's not your problem.
Exactly.
Just continue doing what you're doing. Don't let other people dictate that.
And the thing is, like,
who cares?
I'm not that great, you know. I'm not that great of a conversationalist at like parties or like dinner parties or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, because my dad wants to, being the excellent parent that he is, right? Wants me to expand my skills in talking, right? And I'm way better than I used to be. But he's like, oh yeah, why don't you talk about your YouTube channel? What's it called? Lego Clone Addict?
Yeah.
He just kind of says that the entire table hears. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah. That's I always hate that. Like whenever my family my mom likes to bring it up all the time. Like, oh, he's actually got a YouTube channel where he makes Lego videos. I'm like, oh no, please no. And then I gotta explain it, and then they're like, oh, well, what's stop motion? What exactly? I'm like, oh god. And then like they go check it out, and they find videos of like Batman decapitating people, but axe murdering cats. So you know, it's whatever. But
anyway,
I think,
getting back.
What?
Yeah. Go ahead. I
was gonna say, I don't really like telling people. There are a few teachers that know, like my history teacher, that may or may not be listening. And then my AV teacher, actually, no one in my AV class knows. Like, I don't really know why. Like, I've had so many opportunities to bring it up, but, like, I don't. Like, because there's this one kid in my class, Kyle, right? I've showed you the video. And he thinks he's so great with his 200 subscribers. And everyone in the class is like, wow, Kyle, you have a YouTube channel with what, 10,000 views? How did you get so many views? That's insane. You must know what you're doing. And I'm over here with 30 million views. Like, like just, it's kind of nice. Like, just, like, having like knowing something that other people don't know. I don't know. Like I just maybe I'll tell them on the last day of school.
He could drop that bombshell at any
Yeah,
moment.
like I could just pull that card anytime I feel threatened. And just be like
Donald Trump.
Well,
This podcast is going full circle.
it is, but I think that's a good way to segue into
Ending.
the ending. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, there's one other thing. Someone said talk about how you arrive on Guam naked. First of all, I don't know how you knew about that, sir. I don't know where you got cameras, but I'm gonna have to call up my boy Trump.
You teleport somewhere. Your clothes aren't gonna come with you. So.
Wait, what'd you say?
I mean, you teleport somewhere. Your clothes aren't coming with you.
No, that's a side effect.
That's just like the 8th law of thermodynamics.
That's actually how we designed this machine. But yes.
Yeah.
So Houston found that to be quite a surprise last episode, but he got used to it. I think that
also. So let me just wrap this up. Lone Clone. I was like I wanted to like change my channel name for a solid 6 months. Where I was like, yes, I need to change my name, right? Yeah. So I think I was in a call with Darren or something, and I was just like writing down name ideas, and like one of them was Lone Clone. He's like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that then.
Like your Darren impression. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's good enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd say that pretty much sums everything up for this episode. This episode was kind of more relaxed. There wasn't really a
sleepy cast. It is 1:13 in the morning.
I am really surprised if anyone's listening this far into it, but thank you if you are. This has been quite the adventure. We did talk about, despite not having a main thing to talk about, we did talk about a good number of things. So. Maybe we'll be more peppy with the next one. We'll record a little earlier. It's 2:13 in the morning here, so excuse me if I'm a bit tired or delirious throughout this thing, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm so tired. I can't even think of a funny bit to do.
Yeah.
For the little outro.
Yeah. All I can say is subscribe to Akash Lego Productions.
1, 2, 3.